wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. The fuck's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. For I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'm a drink at this place. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, fuck it, I'm made this way. But why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe.
Where do we go from? Where do we go from here? No one can save us from keeping clear. I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna lose you now. 'Cause there is only one thing on my mind. Hey, 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 I just wanna see you on my new grave. Hey, 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 I just wanna see you on my new grave before you turn around and walk away. Hey, 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 I just wanna see you on my new grave. I can do my own thing. I can do my losing track of time, losing track of myself. I can make promises to get into your head. Hey, 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 I just wanna see you on my new grave. Hey, 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 I just
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club. We'll go all night. I see you in the back. The mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music, energies like this was meant to be. Take my hand, I feel my heart beat, and I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us.
What's going on? I hope that worked. I'm still getting this whole countdown timer thing figured out. So, hello everybody. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, 2 o'clock Tuesday, Eastern time, right? Okay, man, I was like, I had to get like kind of organized there for a second because I didn't have my stuff and I was like, crap, I couldn't find your questions because when you post your questions on the scheduled posts, it goes away. A pain in the butt. So I'm here. I got your questions. Rich, just so you know, oh, fantastic. Rich, you're awesome. He reposted his question. I did find your question. So, that's the way it works. Derek says, it's beautiful outside. Yes, it 100% is beautiful outside. The sun is shining today. The snow is melting. It's like the streets are like wet and soggy. I got my car washed and like immediately had to get it washed again because, it's just, and he says spring is coming. Today's the first day I felt this way. I was like, I think spring is actually going to happen this year. I was starting to think that maybe we're going to be in winter forever. But no, we're gonna have some good weather. It's gonna be fantastic. So, all right, you guys, if you're here, say hello. If this is your first time joining me, if you're new, let me know that this is your first time joining me live. What we do is every week, right? I come hang out with you. You hang out with me. You can ask me questions. I've got a few questions that you guys posted ahead of time. If you are in my Facebook group, then you get to post your questions. And so your questions are already in the group. I've got them ahead of time. I have 3 questions that were posted inside of my group, my Facebook group, DIY Marketing with Melanie. I was looking for my new fancy overlay, and I don't have it in here. I totally thought I had it. Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Nope, not there either. Dang it. Well, shoot. I thought I had it uploaded in here. I must have forgotten to do that. So I'm using StreamYard, by the way. This broadcast is brought to you by StreamYard. It's powered by StreamYard. It is the application I'm using. However, you may be wondering, how in the hell did I do that whole transparency thing in the beginning? Well, if you caught last week's show, I explained all of that. I am using a combination of StreamYard. I'm streaming with StreamYard, but I'm using the OBS virtual camera, which lets me have a little bit more customization with what you see on screen in regards to me. Now, Rich has a really great question about this. So if you were curious, I'm going to answer that further. So Rich, I saw your question about OBS and why would we use StreamYard if OBS can do X, Y, Z, yada, yada, yada. We are totally going to dive into that. So, okay, let me see here. Let me get myself acclimated. I got myself all discombobulated trying to figure out some of this stuff. There we go. Got my logo back. Holy crap, right? Let's just use this one instead. Let me turn this off. Yeah, it's because it's live Q&A, babies. It's live Q&A. So if you do have questions, put a Q in front for me so that I can find it in the midst of the comments. If you're here hanging out with me, then make sure you say hello. Tell me what you do. I want to know what it is that you do. I always like to know who is watching and your businesses or your organizations or what it is. Or if you're just like you like to live stream as a hobby, that's fine too. So we can hang out and talk about that stuff too. All right. So you should also hear a little bit of music in the background. That is because I am using a virtual audio mixer. So I have slowly added all of these fun things that we can use to stream and to increase our engagement and have a lot of more fun. So I'm using an audio mixer. It's actually called Wavelink, and it came with this microphone right here, which is the Elgato Wave 3. So I'm playing Epidemic Sound music, which I'm actually going to go ahead and turn down because we're going to get focused. It's time to focus on your questions. So, okay. So Rich says, this trend keeps up. Nobody's going to need StreamYard anymore. They'll just go straight to OBS and figure out, yep, see, here's the deal. Rich, I disagree, but we're going to dive into that. We're so going to dive into that. Purgatory Paranormal of New York, which I need to know your name. I want to know what your name is. Purgatory Paranormal. That is a mouthful. Anyways, she has been following me on YouTube and we've been kind of going back and forth a few times, getting some of her questions and things figured out. And so, yeah, so I want to know your name so I can actually call you by your name. But your channel is pretty interesting and pretty unique for sure. So, Derek, put a Q in front of your question, please. Okay, here we go. Cynthia. Well, Cynthia, it is lovely to meet you and to know your name. I will try to remember that for next time. All right, so let's dive in. I went ahead. Sometimes what I do is, all right, so just a real quick thing here. When you schedule a stream on Facebook, it'll create a post on Facebook for your scheduled stream. It'll say, Melanie Diane Howe plans to go live at 2 p.m., yada, yada, yada. Click get notified. I love it. I love using StreamYard to make this process super easy. However, about, maybe 6 months ago. Was it 6 months ago? Somewhere in there. My time is not good, so I could be way off. But Facebook made a change where what that used to do is that scheduled post would literally just convert to the live stream video. But now what they've done is they create 2 separate posts, which is really annoying. So when you guys make those comments and you post those comments ahead of time on that scheduled post, I used to literally come into StreamYard and there were your comments waiting for me inside of my queue and I could pull them up on screen. But now what they do is they create this separate video stream. So the comments that you post on that scheduled post are not in my dashboard. And so I have to actually go. So what I was doing before is I was taking a screenshot of those questions and I would share my screen and I'd pull your question up on screen, right? And if you've been watching these live Q&As, you know what I'm talking about. But today I literally was like, could not find the questions and I was like, crap. And so but then I found them right before. So I was able to post them and I just basically posted them as myself and basically said, Lisa asked. So those are the first few questions I've got, but then absolutely post your questions with the Q in front so that we can get your questions answered. I'm going to take a quick sip of tea out of my StreamYard chalice. This thing is humongous. I could eat oatmeal out of that thing, but today I'm drinking some tea. Okay, so Lisa has this question. She says, can you cover the pros and cons of StreamYard over Ecamm in one of your lives? Seriously considering Ecamm for the production value. So here's what I'm actually going to do. I have no guarantees at all, but I am totally going to see if I can phone a friend and see if Luria Petrucci will come on live with me and talk about Ecamm, and we can talk about the differences. Here's the deal. They are different. The applications are similar but different. Ecamm is what we call a level 3, which is a piece of software that you download to your computer. So it's actually software that's on your computer. StreamYard is browser-based or cloud-based. So you literally just go to StreamYard.com and you're ready to stream. So the benefits of that is that you can stream anywhere. You could be at your friend's house. You could be at a coffee shop on a borrowed computer, and you would be able to still stream with your StreamYard account and functions. So they both display comments. They both will let you bring on guests. However, I have been a guest as an Ecamm guest, and I've been a guest as a StreamYard guest. I mean, I'll be really honest with you. I personally find StreamYard easier. I find it easier. I like it. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased here. I personally just think StreamYard is easier to use. Ecamm is going to provide more customization for you. You're going to be able to do a lot more custom things. But as I just showed you, you can also do some workarounds. But Rich makes a great point. So I'm going to get to Rich's question too. He's kind of like, why bother with the workaround if you could just go with one of the applications? I'm totally going to talk about that. Now, I will be honest with you. I didn't prepare a bunch of notes for that. And I literally have been thinking about it since like lunchtime today. And I was like, I really actually think that this is worth a dedicated stream. And so I am actually planning on trying to bring Luria over, see if she can be a guest for me and talk about, Ecamm, because there are things that I don't even know about with Ecamm because I don't use it. For one downside to Ecamm is that it's Mac only. You have to have a Mac to use Ecamm. So, but the other thing that I don't love about Ecamm, Vmix, is they're complicated. They're really complicated. And quite frankly, they have way more bells and whistles than I need. Now, yeah, there's a couple cool features that I really wish I had, but again, I've sort of found a couple ways to work around that. 90% of my streams, 90% of my content, I don't need all that stuff. And so for me, StreamYard, I love it. I think it's easy to use. It's very inexpensive. It's also easy for your guests to use. I personally think it's amazing. I think that, I don't know, Lisa, are you using StreamYard? I guess I would ask that question. Have you used it? Or have you started that journey just yet? So I know that wasn't a ton of detail, but I wanted to address it. Now, hold on, whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Let me do that. And then I'm going to so Heather wanted me to show you guys my favorite dance move. So here's something you need to know about me. I can't dance. I just realized why I'm getting hot. It's because my heater is still on. There we go. I'm in the lower level. It gets cold down here, but it gets hot. It gets warm when I get moving and get streaming because I get all excited. So my face starts getting red. So if my face starts getting red, you could just call it out and I'll just turn the heater off. It's because my heater's on. I am a terrible dancer. One of my biggest areas of self-consciousness growing up was my lack of dance moves. Legit. Straight up, it's time to dance. All your girlfriends, weddings, they want to go out and dance on the dance floor. I'm always like, oh my God, I need at least 2 more cocktails before I'm ready to go out there. So to show you my favorite dance moves, I don't know. It's silly. My favorite dance moves are the silly ones because they're not serious, right? So that's what I would say about that. Okay, so let me see. Ginger, you also posted a comment on my Facebook page on this scheduled stream. Ginger had a question about computers. So Ginger, I will address that. But Ginger, do me a big favor and can you repost that question, either paraphrased or just grab that and copy it in here so that I can pull it up on screen when I address it. I'm talking to Ginger Britzel here. So yeah, okay. Let me see. Rich says, don't feel bad. I'm the only person I know who dances a 2-step in 3 beats. That's pretty funny. That's actually really funny. Okay, cool. All right, let me see here. Back to the comment. Cynthia says, StreamYard's great. I had a Zoom paid account and I am so happy with StreamYard. Yeah. Oh, night and day. Zoom, I still do not know why people are actually using Zoom to live stream. And I know that some people say, well, I already have a paid account. So that's why. I guess I get that. But at the same time, you could also even when you pay for Zoom, you guys, the freaking Zoom logo is there no matter what. And the quality, it squashes your quality. It does not output good quality. It is very low resolution when you stream with Zoom. You also cannot see the comments when you are live streaming. So when you are live streaming your interview or whatever it might be, you can't see the comments. So again, just go use the free StreamYard account. The logo is going to be in the corner. So what? You're going to be able to have guests on screen and you can see the comments and you can display the comments. You can put banners and tickers, all of these streaming elements that Zoom cannot do. I have yet to find a reason why anyone should be using Zoom to live stream because again, it does screw up. It screws things up. And so Cynthia says, I struggled with Zoom for a year back and forth with their very nice customer service folks, but we could never fix the blurry streams. Yeah, because they just can't output. They just cannot output at that level. It's just not built. Zoom's not a streaming software. They actually turned on streaming because they knew that they needed to because of all the competition that was happening. You can create a meeting in Facebook Messenger rooms. You can have a meeting. You can use Google Meets for free. You can actually use StreamYard and not go live and have guests. You can actually bring guests into a dashboard and talk and have a meeting without going live for free. You can have a 3-hour meeting, right, for free with StreamYard. So Zoom added this feature. I think they added this because they wanted people to be able to do these webinar style things on social media. But you guys, the platform's not built for streaming. It's just not. So it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Yeah, Zoom seems to be what all the gurus, Tony Robbins, anybody produced by Barry and Blue. Yeah, they are using Zoom and it is their thing. There's a reason why they're using Zoom. Rich, one of the reasons why they're using Zoom is because they want to be able to see virtual attendees. And so there is that benefit that you can have all these people, but you've seen the pictures that Sage puts up. They put up like all these big TV screens so they can, it's not for us, you guys. It's just not for us. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go back up. I know that I had another question so I'm going to get to Rich's question, but Tara, really quick. So Tara Lamper posted this. She said, any thoughts about Alignable? I'd like to know, are any of you using Alignable? Alignable is essentially this like business networking kind of like app. I'm like her. I signed up for it a long time ago. And then I was like, this is kind of dumb. Like I just really didn't get anything out of it. So she says that it's kind of gaining some traction in her area. So she wants to know if it's worth her time. I really can't give Tara an informed answer on this because simply I don't use it, but it made me want to look into it. So I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Tara is in our Facebook group. So again, join our Facebook group. Go to Facebook, search DIY Marketing with Melanie. You will find it very easily and join the group. And we have these kind of conversations in there. So Tara, Tara, you know what you should do? And I always do this. Poor Tara. I'm going to make her do it again. You should post this as an individual post and see if anyone in our group is using Alignable. I would really like to open this one up to the whole group. I'd love to see what people say because I'm familiar with it, but I've not used it. But if you say it's kind of picking up in your area, that means it may be picking up in other areas too. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to go to Rich's question now because this is kind of like the thing, right? This is what we were talking about earlier. So we're talking about StreamYard, talking about OBS. So again, I used OBS to do that countdown thing in the beginning, the transparency, right? I talked about exactly how I did it last week. I kind of gave like a quick rundown of how I did it. So OBS is an application that you can use. You can stream with it. You can also record videos locally to your computer with it. So it's actually an application that I think a lot of people like to use when they are creating course videos, because you can customize all these scenes and you can, pause the recording, but you can actually hook up your DSLR camera or your mirrorless camera to the computer. So you're not having to you can record to the capture card and then, stop it and get up there and do it. You can actually do it all on your computer, which is how I prefer to record videos as well. So it's popular for that, but it is a streaming application. You can stream. It's very popular for gamers who like to stream. But there's a big difference. So it also has this thing called the virtual camera. And essentially what that means is that anything that you create as your view in OBS, you can output as a webcam. And so when I go to StreamYard, I simply select OBS virtual camera, right? And then it pulls it in. So Cynthia, if you're still watching, this could be another way. So I know that one of the things that Cynthia wants to be able to do is she wants to be able to have multiple cameras. But the audio issue with your special radio, that needs me to explore a little bit deeper. But you can also have two views. So you can have, I don't have my camera turned on, so I can't actually show you that. But I could actually switch my camera right now if I wanted to by simply clicking my other camera inside of OBS. And it would switch my camera view. So it's kind of you can set it up like a switcher. So again, if you have your virtual camera turned on, and then when I go to StreamYard and I select my webcam, what I'm selecting is the OBS virtual camera. And I have my cam link. So my Sony A6100 is actually being pushed into OBS, and then OBS is pushing into StreamYard. So this is very different. So that is the only thing I'm using OBS for when it comes to streaming. That's it. If I wanted to use OBS to stream, yeah, I could do similar things, but I can't read your comments. I can't even see your comments unless I add another, you have to add other stuff. You have to configure it. So StreamYard's already built for all this. So kind of in a way, Rich is saying, it seems everybody's wanting to add OBS to everything now. Doesn't that add another level of complexity? Also another point of failure if you're using software in a browser rather than hardware. So he says, he's talking about this trend. If it keeps up, people are just going to start using OBS. And he says, deal with the audio problems. There are audio challenges with OBS. You cannot output the audio. So it's really weird. You can input it, but you can't output it. You have to use what are called virtual cables. It's silly. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting that geeky today. But here's the point. I still like StreamYard, and I 100% will not stop using StreamYard, because when I want to have a guest like my girl Heather, and I want to bring Heather onto my show, then all I have to do is set up a show and send her a link, and then she just clicks it and she joins it. She's backstage. I bring her up. Voila, I have a guest. I can have these overlays for fun. They're super easy to add. I can do these banners and tickers at the bottom. I don't have to build this stuff. It's already built into the application. Now, if I wanted to get crazy custom and start doing all this crazy, crazy custom stuff, then I might feel different. I might feel different about it, right? So, here's an example of a customization. I'm going to preview this. I'm going to do a screen share. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So I'm going to show you, this is actually kind of cool. And I do kind of like this. So let me transition this. So again, I'm actually still using OBS as my virtual camera, but this particular scene that I have built, okay, this particular scene shows you my screen, and you can see this is OBS right here. Let me make it bigger. So this is OBS. This is what you are seeing right here. This window right here is what you're seeing in StreamYard, right? That's what you're seeing. This is simply the preview. This is if I want to cut to the next thing, if I click cut, then all this would go away and you would just see me again. This is kind of cool because this customizes the way I want to share my screen. This is one thing that I think there could be a benefit to, because with StreamYard, we are limited to the way that it displays our screens. But again, it is so easy. You just click, 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 it's done. Now, granted, I could set up all my things and it would be the same way in here. But again, I think StreamYard is built for ease, and it is absolutely that way. However, if I want to do some unique custom things, then I can do it in OBS and simply turn on my virtual camera and I can use that and output that to StreamYard. But I am still going to use StreamYard to stream because I can multi-stream with StreamYard. Again, I can see your comments. I can display your comments. I can customize my brand. I can do a bunch of stuff very easily. I can organize my stream. So if I have different streams for different types of, different, like, let me do this. That's going to do that. Yep. So I can actually put, brand folders together. So I can have different brands. So if I have like 3 different types of shows, I can actually create a folder for each one of those shows. Now, of course, you can do the same thing in OBS, but I personally just find the StreamYard version way easier. Way easier. So I do not plan to stop using StreamYard at all. Like, not one bit. Let me see. Yeah, I did. So Rich says, love that overlay. Yeah, I designed it in Canva. So I take that back. A combination. So those are shapes that I did in Canva. And then what I did is I then opened that up in, you could do this in Photopea. That's actually it's like basically a free knockoff of Photoshop. And then I opened Photoshop up and I deleted those cutouts so that I could create those windows. So Billy's here. Hey, Billy. So many Mel's. It's pretty funny. So, okay. Let me look. So Rich says, so sounds like the answer is that Gage just needs to catch up to OBS. So Gage is one of the founders and developers of StreamYard. Now, I love StreamYard. So if you guys don't know this, StreamYard's, one of their core pillars is simplicity. They don't want to overcomplicate the software because honestly, it took me a long time to figure out how to do what I showed you guys with OBS. Whereas you can literally go log into StreamYard literally today and you could create some really cool shit, like real fast, like seriously. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's just easier. I personally think so. So then Cynthia says, I hope Gage learns from OBS and stays away from it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just kind of crazy. We don't want to get too crazy with it. That's why I like StreamYard because they're not overcomplicating it, right? They're not overcomplicating it. So let me look. I see a couple more questions. Yeah. Okay. So we're still talking about this. So again, Rich said, are you using the virtual camera as your only camera when you're doing this? As of right now, yes, I am right now. Now I can add my behind the scenes camera as well if I want to, right? So I can do that, which is right here. I can do that right in StreamYard. I could also add it to OBS and I can just do what I was saying and switch between. So I have a video on YouTube, and that Cynthia knows very, very much about this video because she's been trying to figure out this solution, which is having two cameras. Now, it's tricky when you do it in StreamYard. The hack is that you would just open up a browser, go add a camera again, go to the same stream, add a join as a different camera, and then you have 2 browser windows open, and you can actually add both cameras. However, there's audio issues if you have the same microphone selected as your input, and if you have any audio playing that's coming from that, either one. So you have to have either a muted speaker or you have to select a micro. So what I always do, my trick is I also have my Yeti microphone, and I always select my Yeti microphone as the speaker for the second camera. And there's no sound. It doesn't have any sound attached to that because the only headphone or the only sound that coming out of a Yeti is you plugging into the actual the headphone jack and listening. So then I don't get any of that playback, and then I just always have that microphone muted. So it's very easy for me to work around it because I have a second microphone that has headphones, a headphone jack, and I can mute it by just selecting the button. So that's how I get around that. Now, Cynthia, you could use OBS virtual camera, and you could create 2 scenes, one with each camera view, and you could just simply toggle back and forth. And that you wouldn't have to worry about because then what you do is if you use OBS as your webcam, OBS virtual camera as your webcam, but then your audio is just whatever microphone you want. So you would just have the mic be your audio, and then you don't have that issue. I was worried that I would have audio sync issues when I used OBS virtual camera. So far, I have not had any problems. So there's that. Now, you guys keep mentioning audio issues with OBS. I believe what you're thinking about is Lance, if you tried to join, make sure you go in and answer all the questions and also say that you have read the rules and you agree to them. So make sure that you select all those things, and then I will let you into the group. Sorry, I totally interrupted myself. I actually just did what you're not supposed to do. I totally did that. My bad. Okay, so I see some funny questions and I see some good ones, but we're going to close out this OBS conversation really quick. So the audio sync issues, I believe, are what you guys are referring to. That's my guess. I find that very frustrating as well, especially when I'm trying to record videos with OBS. I like OBS to use as the recorder, but I always have those audio sync issues. Chad says, hello, Chad, by the way. Glad you're here. He says, but only the video, not the audio. The virtual camera only sends video. Yeah, that is 100% true. And honestly, I kind of hope that they eventually create a virtual mic, right? Why not, right? Because you can have multiple audio inputs into OBS, which works when you record a video, but it does not work when you stream out. So, or at least when you use the virtual camera, sorry. I believe when you stream it does, but not when you use the virtual webcam. I know that Chad is a big OBS person. He uses it quite a bit. And so Chad actually, what is it? I saw he had a comment. You can dock the StreamYard broadcast into OBS so you can view comments. Yeah. So I think I know what you're talking about, but I also kind of don't know what I'm talking about. Chad is actually, he and I are going to have a geek out session, and he's going to teach me some things about OBS so that I can definitely keep, he's got so many comments about OBS. I'm reading all these comments now. Oh my God. Chad is an OBS freak. He said, I won't self-promo, but I do know an example of a completely customized show that uses OBS and StreamYard. Yes, Chad's show does. They do. They use both. Chad, I need to have you on the show. Will you be a guest? Will you come and be a guest? And can we just talk about this? Can we actually talk about OBS and StreamYard, please? And you cannot say no. So yes, you guys, Chad's going to be on the show. I'll let you know when. Chad's going to come on the show, and we are going to talk about this stuff in a very simplified manner. That's my only thing, Chad, is you got to keep it simple, right? It's got to keep it simple. Pokey Gal, how's it going, sister? She's here. Pokey Gal's here. Okay. She says, how do I add music to my StreamYard? So you have to use there's a few ways you can do this. The way I am doing it is I am using a virtual audio app. Basically, it's a virtual audio mixer. It's Wavelink. It comes with my microphone, the Elgato Wave 3. There are others. If you're on a Mac, Loopback will let you do this. If you're on a PC, you can, Voicemeeter is one I've heard of as well. I have not used either of these. I have read enough to know that they sometimes have issues. I have not had any issues with my Wavelink, so it's been pretty nice to me. So, but that's how I'm doing it right now. There's a number of ways to do it. In fact, I believe also StreamYard. Yeah, so StreamYard just had Pokegal. Go to StreamYard's YouTube channel, and you will find a recent. It was a Learn with StreamYard, I believe, one of their episodes. Go to their Learn with StreamYard playlist, and there's a guy. I'm gonna totally not remember his name. Dang it! I know him because he's a fan of live streaming pros too. Anyways, he did he talked all about this and showed how to do it. So go check that one out. Stream Deck, yeah. Chad says you can use your phone as cameras in OBS. Utilize the NDI HX. See, you're getting all complicated on us now, Chad. You're getting all complicated on us, right? NDI is a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame. Everybody's like, what? We like to keep it simple around here. Okay, Cynthia has a follow-up. She said, when we're talking about the multiple cameras, I did figure out how to do it. I do need the mic on the second camera to be available when I need it. And I realized I had it muted in my sound control panel. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm glad you figured it out. Fantastic. Okay, I saw couple questions. Derek wanted to know if I'm ready for the golf course. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. You guys, I love to play golf. Definitely one of my things. Chad wants to know if I use gel or pomade. Pomade, no way. This is like a combination of stuff. This is like some mousse that I put in when it's wet. I blow dry it in place. I curl it because my hair is stick straight. And then I put in it's a paste. It's not really gel. It's more of a paste. It's like texturized paste. I put that in, I shape it, and then I hairspray it. Yep, there's my hair routine. That's how you know. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so let me see. Ginger, I want to get to Ginger's question because she posted it ahead of time. Now, this is a big one. Mac users. Where are my Mac people at? Okay, Mac people. So Ginger says, tech question about MacBooks for everybody. As I do more and more live video, that means more equipment, 2 monitors, my camera, mic all into my computer, plugged into my computer, I think is what she meant, plus the software to go live. It is sucking down the power in my computer where the power can't keep up and can crash the whole thing. Is anyone having these issues or have a workaround? Apple says nothing wrong with my computer, and they told me to scale back my production. Like that's going to happen. Yeah, here's the problem. Ginger, it sounds like you need a stronger computer. So it is, you could add some more RAM. I don't know how Macs work. Can you add RAM to Macs? Can you like add stuff to them? I don't even know. I'm a PC girl. You need probably more RAM. You also may need to make sure that no background apps are running. So when you stream, oops, I actually forgot to do that today. You want to turn off things like Google Drive. You want to pause it. I just paused mine. If you have Dropbox, Google Drive, those are always going to be running. So if a file gets updated, next thing you know, it's always looking for updates too. So turn that stuff off. Close any applications that you're not using when you're streaming. Close everything down. But it sounds like your computer just may not be able to keep up with everything. The more stuff we plug into our computers and when we run anything, and streaming is hard on the computer. It is. So I actually got a new computer just here, gosh, when was that, you guys? 2 months ago? I just got a new computer. I did buy a gaming computer. It's built for gaming because the specs are essentially what you need for a high quality streaming computer. So I know that the M1, is that a processor in the Macs? I don't know. The Mac Minis, I know like a lot of people are buying these Mac Minis and using them because they're a lot cheaper and you just, you plug your stuff into it. So yeah. Let me see. Yeah. But your Apple's not going to be able to help you. Unfortunately, they're telling you to scale back your production. But if you don't want to scale back your production, you may want to looking into a new computer. So that might be something that you want to look into. And I saw Billy was talking about needing a new computer as well. He says, I'm getting a new computer, upgrades. Billy, what kind of computer are you getting? That's exciting. That's very exciting. I also saw that Michael, hello, Michael. He said earlier, I use Vmix for a sports broadcast that I produce, but I love your show and use some of your hacks for that production. Fantastic. I love that. So Vmix, again, is a lot like Ecamm. Vmix actually, I think, is even heavier than Ecamm. I think Vmix is like more bigger. It's more robust. There's more to it. But yeah, Vmix is for PCs. So if you're on a Mac, you would, Ecamm, the comparison to Ecamm on a PC is Vmix. But again, I don't use either of those. I don't actually have a lot of interest in them because I truly do love StreamYard and I truly do think that it makes everything super easy. But I believe you can use Vmix with StreamYard. As Chad mentioned, he uses OBS with StreamYard. So, and Chad has agreed to come on the show so that we can talk about all the cool things and all the ways that he's using OBS with StreamYard so that we can learn from him, because some of you might be wanting to know that, right? Let me see. So, Cynthia had another question. Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Cynthia says, okay, non-OBS or StreamYard question. I want to redo, this is fine. You can totally ask any questions. I want to redo all my thumbnails, but I need help. Can you recommend a program that can help? I've heard of Tubebuddy, but not sure about it. So for your thumbnails, to design your thumbnails, I use Canva. I mean, I use Canva. I would definitely use Canva for that. Now, I just added the Tubebuddy plugin to my Chrome browser. So far what I'm seeing is that it helps me see analytics in a different way. I can look at, when I watch any video, I can see some of their analytics, which I find is crazy. And it's really pretty cool. You can show how you compare to other videos and whatnot. What I really like about Tubebuddy though is the help it provides with SEO. So if any of you are familiar with Yoast SEO for websites, where you write a blog post and then it gives you these scores and gives you these suggestions, Tubebuddy kind of does the same thing for your YouTube video. So it tells you hey, not enough keywords in your description, or hey, you need to pin a comment, you need to love a comment, you need to do this. It's really, high-res thumbnail uploaded. It kind of gives you this little checklist and tells you how you're rating, because all of those things help you show up better in the search engine, which YouTube is a search engine. So, does Tubebuddy help you design as well. But I use Canva, Cynthia, for my my graphics, all my graphics actually. I use Canva to create, the countdown timer that you saw, because you can create videos with it. You can create GIFs with it. I use Canva for just about everything. And I duct tape it to other programs when it doesn't do something I need it to. But that's a great question. You're going to redo your thumbnails. I'm actually getting ready to redo my thumbnails and some of my old stuff, as well as I have another business, TechWise Academy, that I help, and we're getting ready to do all of those thumbnails because they need updated. They just need updated. They, some of us, when we started creating YouTube videos, it wasn't to be a YouTuber. That's me. YouTube was a place for me to host videos that I needed to embed other places. But now I'm streaming to YouTube and I get to hang out with all of you guys and help you guys. And it's fan-freaking-tastic and I love it. So now I'm like, okay, time to catch up and actually implement the YouTube strategy. Okay, let me look. Billy has a question. Billy says, I hope I'm not missing any questions, by the way. I'm so sorry. Billy says, I had a client give me a mic because they're no longer using from their podcast. It's called Moano. Have you ever heard of it? Is it a good mic? I have never heard of it personally, but I'm not necessarily an audio person. Moano, I've not heard of it, but I will check it out. But if it's free, just give it a try, test it out, and see if you like it. Is it an XLR microphone? That would be my question. Or is it a USB microphone? Okay, Chad. Chad says, okay, I'm going back. We're talking OBS again. There is a new virtual plugin that lets you do what you were talking about with audio. I haven't gotten to try it out yet, but it looks amazing. I thought I saw something about this, so I'm actually really glad you chimed in. We're talking about OBS again. He says, the new audio plugin will literally let you put a filter on each audio source and send it individually where you want with virtual audio cables. Honestly, it looks really sexy. I can't wait to check that out. That sounds really interesting. Pokey Gal says she checked out the video. I'm so sorry that you found it boring and not straightforward. Oh, Pokey Gal. Okay, yeah. So just super fast. If you're on a PC, check out. Well, I mean, I bought this microphone and it came with this app. And quite frankly, the microphone is good. It's not great. I mean, meaning like it doesn't sound any better than my Yeti. I mean, I have a Blue Yeti too. I have a Blue Yeti Nano too. It doesn't sound any better. So technically I don't need the microphone, but I like how it's really small. It's really, really, really small. And so that's a big, big benefit. So I liked that. And it came with this app, which in my opinion made it worth it. So you have to have the mic for the app to get the app. It's called Wavelink. That's what the app's called. It will let you do the music stuff. It'll let you play music somewhere and stream it in. And you can change the levels. I mean, that's what I was doing earlier. I have the music off right now. But voice meter is one as well, and loopback. But I don't know how to use those. I'm sure our buddy Chad can help us. But yeah, there's your fast down and dirty. Or you could also use it audio mixer. Not very fun. Let me check this out. Okay. Oh, cool. Good. Chad is pinging somebody for our Tubebuddy questions. Okay, hold on. I got to get caught up on your comments here. All right, let me go back. Chad says, I'll do your show if you come on Subpellucid. Yes, I will do that. That show is very interesting and very quirky, but I will do it. Do I need to sign a waiver for that show? Because I feel like maybe I need to. Okay, so Chad says, yes. So guys, we're going to have Chad come on the show and we're going to talk about OBS. We're going to talk about OBS and StreamYard, using them together. We're going to talk about some of this audio stuff too, because I know that Chad is like way geekier with this. I'm like here and he's like, whoop, he can do all the crazy stuff, all the cool stuff. And if you go to his page right now, you will see this I hope I'm saying this right, Subpellucid show that he does with Daniel Glickman. And they're very quirky and funny, but they do all these crazy custom things, and he's using OBS and StreamYard. So, yes. Okay. Yes. So Chad says Vmix is a whole new ballgame. It's more than 99% of the people in here love it. I totally agree. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I'm going to be on it. Apparently, Jennifer, I'm going to be on the show. I'm going to be over there. I'm nervous. I'm definitely nervous. Okay. So, yeah, I I'm assuming yes. So Jennifer's asking, does OBS allow for streaming to multiple platforms simultaneously? He says, Jennifer, you would do the multiple stream piece with StreamYard. That's why you run the virtual camera from OBS into StreamYard for their multi-stream and the comment overlay. So Rich, if you're still here, so I was wondering this. I was like, you can't multi-stream with OBS. So you would need to use StreamYard to do that, or Restream or whatever. But we don't talk about Restream in here. We only talk about StreamYard. So yeah, I mean, StreamYard's better. Just saying. So you would use StreamYard to do that for sure. So, okay, back to the thumbnail question. She says, I use Canva too, but I'm looking for design help, I guess. I hate my thumbnails. Okay, so Cynthia, go to the YouTube thumbnails template. Check that out and just like look in there and just see what you see in there. There's a ton of stuff in there. The other thing that I like to do is I will literally go to YouTube and just like scan it. And one thing I notice a trend is that big images of people, right? And big text. Because again, it doesn't need to be super flashy or designy. We just need to be engaging, and people are engaging. So a graphic of you, and then just a bunch of text. It doesn't have to be flashy. I actually think that there are multiple channels. If you go to them, they are not anything fancy. They're just easy to see, easy to read, good high contrast. So, but I think Canva's got some great templates in there for sure. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so somebody in my group, over in my Facebook group, says we use Adobe Spark for our YouTube thumbnails. Also another great application. If you have Adobe and you have the Adobe Creative Suite, then you have basically the pro plan of Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is good. I personally think Canva is easier to use. Just saying. I've used both. I 100% think that you can literally open up Canva and be like, boom, 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 boom. Spark, I just feel like it's built more for a person who is actually a designer. You do have a little bit more customization like capability with what you can do in design and how you can alter like elements. But again, Canva is built for somebody who's not really like a designer. Like it's built for people to be like, I need ideas and I just need to change those ideas to make them work for me. And Spark is a little bit more like, just a light design tool. Personally, that's how I feel. So Jennifer's talking about how you can use your webcam or use your iPhone as a webcam. So StreamYard, go to their YouTube channel. There's a really easy way to do this. D. Niman did a video, and he uses this Irian.com app. There's a couple other ways you can do it, actually. Elgato's even got an app I think that you can use, but I think you have to pay for it to not have the watermark. There's a couple more, too. So, yeah, I would definitely, this is a very, very, very easy way for you to have your phone recognized as a webcam on your computer. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, cool. So Cynthia, so Chad says Brian G. Johnson has some great stuff on his YouTube channel on thumbnails. He is a master and a crazy outside the box creative. Very cool. Thank you for that recommendation. That's fantastic. So check that out. Back to the audio question, the microphone question. Billy says the model for the mic is AU-AO4T USB. So it's a USB mic. Cynthia is recommending, she uses a G-Track Pro. That's her microphone that she's using. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, Chad, you're like, I can't wait to get this scheduled. It's going to be fantastic. So here, back to this thing. Again, he says, I had issues with Voicemeeter. I now use the Zoom Track L12 external mixer, but this new plugin may make that unnecessary. Very cool. Yeah, I think I saw one of those at Best Buy. Someone ordered it, and then they returned it to my local Best Buy. And the guys in there, like I joke about this all the time. They literally know me by name. They actually were like, what is this thing, Mel? And I was like, oh, it's this is what it's for. It's what it does. I'm like, why is this in here? He's like, oh, somebody ordered it online and it got returned to our store. So I think that's actually what they have over there. So it should be interesting. Nope, you're good, Jennifer. You didn't hijack my comments. I'm all about it. Engagement. Yeah, so, okay, let me look. Good. Okay, Chad, I'm going to be on the Subpellucid show in May, it sounds like. So there you go. Okay, cool. So fantastic. Oh my God, I got through all your comments. You guys were crazy today. So I feel like I missed one though. Da 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 da. PokeGal, I saw your comment, but I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to display it because I love StreamYard and my show. I'm a partner for StreamYard. So, okay. what is it? It's 2:52. Okay. Let's talk about something really quick. I want to make sure, I'm going to show you guys something. How about I just show it to you? Hold on, I got to clean up what I got going on over here. So this is what I was trying to do earlier. And the whole time I forgot to turn on my overlay, which was this one. This has been the overlay I was kind of wanting to use. Did you guys notice that I'm standing today, by the way, also? I'm standing today so that I could have a little bit more action going. So one of the things I was, I'm looking for it. Where is that dang thing? Where's that dang thing? You guys were asking earlier about I'll show this to you really fast. See, I can just share my screen right here. It's so easy. Nope, I'm not going to do it that way. Yes, I am. I'm going to just do it with StreamYard. Share screen. Screen 2. Boom. Add to stream. Boom. So fast. Oops, I forgot to change my background. So what I wanted to show you was this, because you guys were asking me, somebody asked, they're like, oh, did you design that in Canva? I sure did. So I just designed the shapes. And then I took this and I took it into Photoshop and I deleted the white, okay? Because these are shapes. So that's one way you can get a transparent overlay, right? And that's what I did earlier. So I've got a couple of different ones I was playing around with. This is the one that I was using. But then you can also, just you can create your own overlay. Now, you wouldn't be able to do a frame. So this is a background, right? And then I put this over it. And it's the background that you guys see in a lot of my graphics and stuff. So I can stay on brand. But then you would need to use another application to cut this piece out. Because Canva, as of right now, which I hope I actually have 100% submitted this as a feature request, and I know I'm not the only one, I want the ability to select this and delete that white color. Now, there is an application called Kapwing that is up and coming that is not full of the templates, right? Like all these templates to get you started, but it does have some pretty badass features like deleting things and creating transparent backgrounds. But if I were to design something from scratch and just have, so this is what I did earlier that I thought I had added, but I didn't. So I'm going to start using this overlay right here. And then, so this right here, because I started with blankness, another thing I've asked Canva to change is I want them to make this that transparent pattern. When you're working with transparency, this is like that gray pattern. Because right now it looks like it's a white background, but it's not going to be if I download it as a transparent file. So use this, add some text. So we're going to shape the text up. We're going to make it left justified. I'm going to go ahead and make this 2 lines, and then I'm just going to make this big. A little smaller. We're going to make it white. Don't need it to be like that. So I'm showing you guys the overlay design that I'm going to be using soon. Facebook group. Yo, what up? Let's try that. We'll do that like that. Okay. So DIY with Melanie. Now, this right here, I'm going to make this a little bit transparent, like 85-ish. 86 is good too. Now, because I am a Canva Pro user, all right, now I also think I might want to make this a little bit less curved and like that. Okay. Now, I want to change these colors too. Hold on. Let's make that purple, and we'll make this one pink. No, blue. Let's switch those. Purple, blue, pink, or purple. God, there, I like that. Okay, so that is 80. We'll make it a little lighter. Okay, so now I'm going to export this page. Now, because I am a Canva Pro user, I can download a transparent PNG file. Okay, so I'm going to pick my page, which is page 5. I don't have to do anything in Photoshop. This is going to be blank when I download this. Just put it there. I don't know why it's titled OBS Overlays. Now I'm going to upload it into StreamYard really quick. Oops. Did you guys hear that little ding from my computer? I'm curious. Okay, so desktop, OBS overlays, add it to StreamYard. Oh, I accidentally, shoot. I totally added it to the backgrounds by accident. Dang it. Okay, hold on. Oh, Cynthia thought I was seated. What? That's funny. Chad, enough with the clubhouse. That's hilarious. So, what's up, Mario? How are you, my friend? Okay, cool. Thank you for being here. All right, now let me go back and do this the correct way. I'm going to upload it to my overlays. And then, so right now, I'm going to turn this one off. And then, voila. So there, now when I talk about my Facebook group, I can, instead of being like, yo, join my Facebook group, right? Like, it's just like there. I can pull that up. Look how much more engaging that is. Now that I'm here and I see it along with the colors, it's too purple because it's like everything behind me is purple too. So I probably will make this pink. I'm actually probably going to change that up and make it pink. Now, as you can see, I made it semi-transparent so you can see through it, right? And so that's how easy Canva is. And I use Canva for my overlays too. But that is so freaking easy to do. And I upload it into StreamYard and there it is. And I can actually have a preview of it. So that's the other thing that StreamYard does that OBS doesn't, is you can't see a preview of your overlay, right? So I can actually see it and what it looks like. That's actually something I really like as well. So, but yeah, I wanted to do that because I thought I had that added and I didn't. And so what I was going to say before I say goodbye to you lovely, lovely people is that if you are on YouTube, a lot of you are over on YouTube hanging out and you've been following me like Cynthia, come join us over on Facebook. If you hate Facebook, that's totally fine. It's all good. But we do have these types of ongoing conversations. You can post all kinds of stuff in there. You can share what you're learning. You can share all kinds of stuff. And just, it's a great place to connect with other people that are DIY marketing. So that we're DIY marketers, right? DIY marketing with Melanie. That's what this is. So 100% come hang out with us over there so that we can do that. So let me take a, we got another mic recommendation really quick. So Chad says, the Shure SM58. Yep. Is that the one you use? It's the one that looks old, right? It's like the retro look. I actually was over at our local guitar place, Sight and Sound here in Muncie, and that's totally what those guys were recommending to me. But that's so on brand for you, Chad. But I don't know if it is for me. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Another one, GIMP. Another one, she says, I use GIMP. That would be amazing if Canva does that. It was great when they added background remover. Yeah, totally. So Cynthia, hopefully what I just showed you was fun and easy to use. The other, if you don't want to use Photoshop to like select a color and delete something, you can use Photopea. Photopea is a free open source app. It's browser based. Also, Dee Nimmin did a really cool demo. Go to StreamYard's YouTube channel, and Dee Nimmin did a really cool tutorial on using Photopea to create your overlays. I personally think Canva is fast and easy to design with. I mean, you saw how fast I did that, right? I think it's super fast and intuitive. And so I like to make stuff with Canva. And then if I need to like do what I did with the cutout, like I showed you earlier, then I like using things like Photopea or Photoshop because to do the thing that Canva can't do. But if you're a Canva Pro user, you can design and use that background, keep that background blank. But if you are using those elements like I did earlier, you would need to cut out that piece. Like think of it like a cookie cutter. You need to cookie cut that piece out. Chad says, the Shure Super 55 is what he uses. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, all right. I love it. Your overlays remind me we should talk about masks for your cameras with what and whatnot in OBS. Yeah. Okay. Make a list. Make a list, Chad, because I think there's a ton of us to go over and look at. You guys like this. It's fun. I'm glad that you guys like it. Fantastic. Cool. All right. So you guys, I have to run. It's 3:02. Get in the Facebook group. Please come hang out with us. You do have to answer the questions or I won't let you in. It's just my way of filtering, making sure we don't get, crazy people. There are crazy people that have tried to join our group, and I can tell by what they answer what they put in the question and the answers. So yeah, I like to filter that. I don't want any crazies in there. So, or bots or trolls or people that are just there to sell, right? So Chad, you have to help me make the list because I don't know what I don't know when it comes to OBS, right? So we'll make a list together. So you guys, stay tuned. For real, stay tuned because Chad's going to come on the show. I'm actually super pumped about it because he and I have been talking about getting together to geek out over some of this stuff. And so we will geek out and then we will come and teach you all the things. So it's going to be fun. But join the Facebook group. I want to see you guys in there. It's a great group. We share our wins. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to learn together and grow together. But I just would love to see you guys in there. So, all right, I'm going to shut this one down for the day. Thanks for being here. Next week, same time, same place. Okay, so Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I will come hang out with you and see you guys here. And I'll get with Chad. We will figure out what day he's going to come be on the show. Hell, I don't know. Maybe it'll be next Tuesday. I'm not sure. But also join the group because I go live in the group as well. And I just do a lot of random things in there when I figure stuff out. So come hang out with us in the group. And so yeah, if I don't see you before then, I will see you all next Tuesday, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks again for being here. See you guys later.